Ballinspittle is at the confluence of several valleys and glens. It's got a bit of everything, you know.
During lockdown, I did a sustainability course online. Just taught me so much that I had never even thought of before.
I just wanted to participate. There is a movement towards wildflowers and I know about that kind of stuff, so I felt that I could be of use.
A new phase of Tidy Town started and lots of new people joined and wanted to get involved.
So my vision for Ballinspittle village would be to make it a pollinating haven for the birds, the bees, the insects, the butterflies, and to make it just a healthier environment for everyone, for man and beast. In March of 2020, we had our first meeting, our Tidy Towns meeting, and we were all excited and we had a list of jobs we were going to get stuck into, and next thing, the following week, COVID locked us down.
With the lockdown, people had more time to give and people were seeing the benefits of getting involved in community projects.
I'm a newbie to biodiversity, I'm almost 50, but I just find it so interesting, the concept of biodiversity and sustainability.
More conscious now of being wild and diverse, all right, you know, there's plants for the bees and the birds, you know, so which before there wasn't much emphasis on.
Yeah, they say it takes a village to raise a child, but it's really the health of our environment that really defines a place and, you know, in the long term.
As a hairdresser, I was always into alternative. Discovered as we got into it how important biodiversity is. It's not just cleaning the streets, it's about the birds and the bees and the birdhouses and the wildflowers. Not using pesticides, not cutting your grass as often as you used to, things needing to be super neat.
We upcycled jeans and wellies, and we did lovely planters with the jeans and flowers. We had the jeans sitting on the wall and people driving past, they actually thought there were people on the walls. I think it just gave people a laugh. This year now we're cycling bikes, making them as planters. It's all about education and maybe leading by example, so hopefully after this year people will see what we've done and we can improve on it this year and every year after that.
I think it was around the early 70s, there was a Tidy Town committee formed in Ballinspittle. So we're more conscious now of being wild and diverse, all right, you know, there's bird life as well, close to the river there is nice, you know, and at times there are just very tiny little fish, so it would be nice just to keep nature growing in the area, you know.
It's just trying to get people open to a new way of thinking, as opposed to the old way, you know, the manicured lawn, the perfect fields, the huge industrialised fields that are farmed today instead of the lovely old patchwork quilt of fields, and mixed farming, you know, which is gone. Mixed farming was very good for the environment.
You can impact where you live by interacting in a good way with it rather than dominating it and ruling it, you know, which has been the trend for so long. My lockdown project was planting 300 native trees and 110 metres of a willow hedge. It's all about layering up a natural woodland so it feels like a natural woodland when it grows up. Yeah, it's looking good now. I'm very proud of it.
My work is facilitating forest school sessions, which I do in various locations and with all ages, learning through games and lots of craft activities and bushcraft and shelter making, fire making, that kind of, those are the activities that the kids love, you know. And learning how fragile and how amazing the forest environment is.
Food has a huge impact on biodiversity. In leafleting, we're trying to get people to reduce their waste and to think a little more about their food, and even food waste is a huge problem. People can come in and just buy what they need. You know, if they only need a tablespoon of some random spice, at least they're having more control of their food and what they're consuming.
If every farmer in the parish left a little section It would make a huge difference, like a little corridor strip for wildflowers, just to leave it be.
For pollinators, for shelter, for stock, growing more hedges.
Hedgerows are really important for biodiversity as corridors for wildlife and for the birds. It breaks my heart when you see the tractors going around every winter cutting back so harshly.
We need to develop a new way of thinking about how we use the land, how we use resources and all that.
We're all part of the solution, which is respect, and that's respect of nature, respect of your neighbours, respect of the environment.
I suppose it takes one or two people in a village to be inspired and want to do something. Talk to your neighbours, talk to the shop owners, see what you can do as a small group and put it out there to the rest of the community to see who wants to be involved.
Then there's kind of camaraderie about it, and it's good for us, and there's all different generations interacting, and then change can happen.
So what have we achieved in the last year?
Beach cleanup. We have cleaned our area down by the river. We've planted wildflowers down there. We've planted native trees. We've planted fruit trees. We've planted butterfly bushes and more wildflowers in our playground area.
We planted hazels, crab apples, wild cherry, a maple tree went in as well, yeah.
Well, we got to preserve the little area by the river as an educational triangle, and if you leave it be, it will generate into a lovely little ecosystem.
Down by the river near the playground there has been some semicircles have been left to grow long and grow wild, and it's kind of an experiment to see what happens, what flowers or wild grasses might come up.
So we probably see dandelion, we probably see plantain, we'll probably see feverfew, we'll probably see cleavers, we might get nettles, we'll definitely get docks.
It's beneficial for the bees, the butterflies, the birds later on, for the seeds of the grasses.
With leafleting, we have made it easier for people to shop sustainably. In turn, then they're supporting our local farmers who are farming practices are organic or chemical free, which in turn they're supporting biodiversity.
In a year we've achieved a good bit during a pandemic, which was very hard because we couldn't get out, and going further now when people can meet up, hopefully we can really improve on biodiversity and sustainability in Ballinspittle.
Just leave some places go wild.
We've started a biodiversity revolution. We are part of the solution and it feels good.